The PIN. Oh, mhm. We may give you a personal identification number. For security reasons, you may have to provide the PIN before you're able to use your card. Yes. Keep your PIN secure. Do not write it down, give it to anyone, or keep it with your card. Now, if you lose your PIN, yes, number 5, or believe confidentiality of your PIN has been compromised, yeah. For any reason, you must contact customer service immediately. Yes. Now, this PIN number doesn't seem to be very important. You get a PIN number? Yeah. There could be quite a few web pages and websites that require the PIN. Yeah. And somebody said, well, we have the right to know every desktop because we are in law enforcement. But I would say confidentiality is very, very important. Now, let's say that I wanted it confidential. I didn't want anybody to know that I'm going to dismantle the United Nations and replace it with another organization. Yes, where societies of individuals in each nation have something to say about what the world does. Now, this is confidential. No one knows. But when you decide that you're just not going to enforce the laws, I decide to remove the United Nations from the world and replace it with another organization because you just wouldn't do what the law says. Now, could you get me the PIN numbers of each of those credit cards? And do you get a separate PIN for each of the segments of the credit cards? Yeah. See, let's say I had your PIN, and I fraudulently used your credit card. Yeah. Now, could I make a purchase with a PIN, or can I only do cash advances? Yeah. See, this personal identification number is confidential. You do not have the right to know. Now, what's the problem with the police department, the sheriff's department, the payroll? Those that get paid to violate the confidentiality of American citizens. You don't really take it seriously, do you? See, I didn't want you involved in my life. But my wife abducted my sons, yes, and then moved to Clallam County. And on July 8th of 2011, you issued a protection order, yes, where I didn't get any due process. Now, I was in jail on Guam at that time, coach, and there was no notice or opportunity to be heard. And then you reissued it after you served me and arrested me in May of 2012. Yeah. And for some reason, you don't find this criminal. Now, this idea of the sheriff's department and the police department, yes, enforcing the rights of American citizens. Well, we have what's known as fertile, producing abundantly. Yes, able to produce young fruit, fertility. Now, I've mentioned for approximately the last 2.5 years, my want to have additional children. And you don't really care. You don't care that I have 5 sons. You don't care if I have sex with another woman. Yes. You don't care if I'm able to be divorced. You do not care. Now, my fertility, as a man, though it's been said that you can conceive at any age, I'm feeling that my sexual nerve endings are not as sensitive as they were when I was in my 20s. In fact, we've all heard this story about a man reaches his sexual peak sometime between 17 and 25. Yeah. And an older man, 48, going to be 49 next month, yes, loses the vitality of his fertility the older he gets. It's as if my genitals are of no concern to you. Now, when I think about, yes, my actual genitals, yes, the testicles that I have, that's right. I'm thinking, yes, that your lack of concern about my fertility is causing me to not be concerned about yours. Now, let's say I thought, yes, that the use of my actual penis for the last 8 years was obstructed from those that are in law enforcement. Yes. And you did issue a protection order in 2011 where there was no jurisdiction of law. Yes. And then you issued a dissolution of marriage in 2013. Yeah. No jurisdiction of law. Let's go ahead. Now, when I start to think about the actual age, I personally, yes, have not released my sperm for what could be years. Yes, I found out somebody had my right. Oh, I know you're not concerned about the quality of my sperm, but I am. Now, if I want, well, are you, oh, does this, oh, well, come to find out, Sergeant, right now. You are not concerned about my fertility. Oh. And your court orders have obstructed me from being able to conceive and give birth to additional children. Now, I'm not concerned about your fertility. In prison, it's very difficult. Is your wife going to visit you? Oh, are you are you already planning your conjugal visit?